When I first started coaching, I had no idea that it was really possible for someone like me to be making something like $5,000 a month, much less more than that. I began fearing charging anything by the month or by the package. I would charge really low rates for 3 sessions at a time or something like that. Because who would want to pay a lot of money for coaching anyway, right? So much doubt. And so I was scrounging and creating ultimately lots of clients and doing a lot of work creating those clients at $100 a session, $150 a session, and having to recreate that month after month after month. And just getting to $2,000 a month and covering my bills at the time was a humongous success. Doubling that, more than doubling that, felt impossible. Until I came across this idea, this paradigm of creating clients that was all about serving up front, hardcore. So I decided to take a really big risk because I'd seen for this 2 or 3 years that it was just not tenable doing it the way that I was doing it, and began offering people real, deep, intensive, 2-hour-long sessions with no charge, no strings, nothing like that. Really showing them my magic. And at the end of it, some of them were going, "Whoa, that's amazing." And when it came time to propose, when they'd say, "How do I do more of this with you?" I let them know. These are my packages, these are my offerings, and I stopped charging by the session, even by the month. And I risked it. People work with me for 6 months or a year. It's $3,000 for 6 months, or $3,500 for 6 months, or $6,000 for 6 months, or whatever it is. Deep inside, I was so nervous, like no one would pay that much, no one would ever sign up for that many months, etc., etc. Except they did, because I had created such magic with them. They've really felt something in our time together, instead of how I did it before, where I'd offer them a half-hour taster session, or I'd spend in the hour we spent talking, convincing them about what they'd start getting once we started coaching. I flipped it. I started giving them what they were getting within the coaching so they could experience it, and when it came time to let them know how long it was a longer package, and it was at whatever the rate is. Now my rates are much higher than that. But in the beginning, all I needed to do was create 1 or 2 clients a month. And boom, $5,000 months. To do that, I got to coach and coach and coach a lot of people for real. Instead of doing sales, I got to do just lots of coaching until I found those 2 that were a perfect fit, and then offered a serious package. That's it. It was a big risk at the time. It felt scary and exciting, and it totally worked. Have fun experimenting.